Okay, is the camera focused on me? Alright, buddy, what are we doing today? This is a list of every single Best Picture Oscar winner. You want me to read it? Holy shit, do you have any idea how long that's going to take? I don't even know if, like, are people even going to be interested in watching this? I mean, this is nuts. Okay, fine, whatever you want to do. I need a drink though. My throat is parched and I don't know how long this is gonna take. And yeah, dude, that worked too. Thanks. Thanks a lot, man. Okay, let's just get this over with, alright? Let's see, 2017, the winner went to The Shape of Water. And in my opinion, it was well deserved. It did not belong to Get Out or Lady Bird, even though Get Out does deserve the best screenplay. The Shape of Water definitely deserved best film. Call Me By Your Name was great, but it's almost like it becomes very preachy. You know what I mean? When people make movies about gays or trans or about race, you know what I mean? It's almost like, okay, you're Oscar hungry. The Shape of Water like quietly took care of all of that in a very romantic, magical, fantasy way, which is why it deserved it. It was great. I hope what I said made sense, okay? 2016, Moonlight. Exactly what I just said. Did it deserve it? In my opinion, no. It should have gone to La La Land. Even though I wasn't a huge fan of La La Land, just looking at the list of all the other nominees, it should have gone to La La Land. Hell or High Water was actually pretty amazing. Fences, the acting was good, but it was Oscar hungry. You know what I mean? Arrival was amazing, but not Oscar worthy. 2015, Spotlight. It should have gone to Mad Max Fury Road. No one rewatches Spotlight, you know what I mean? No one's gonna see that movie 2 or 3 times. 2013, Birdman. I wanted Whiplash to win so bad, but I don't know, Birdman was good. Boyhood was also pretty fucking amazing, in my opinion. Not that any of you have to agree. 2013's 12 Years a Slave, another movie, Oscar hungry. Obviously someone wrote this movie and thought this is going to be an Oscar nominee. It should have gone to The Wolf of Wall Street, okay? That's my opinion. Of course, it matters a lot. 2012, it went to Argo. The year Ben Affleck reminded everyone that he's still a filmmaker, and a good one at that. It should have gone to Django Unchained because Quentin Tarantino is the greatest. Stop, okay? Quentin Tarantino is the greatest. He's the greatest, and every year that he makes a movie, he needs to win, okay? All of the Oscars, okay? If I can have an Oscar, then Quentin Tarantino deserves all of them, okay? 2011, The Artist. I don't know why people hate on this movie so much. The Artist, do you know? Like, the Artist is the shit, man. Like, people always complain, like, how La La Land is boring and sucks and is only nominated because it pays tribute to Hollywood and film. Like, The Artist did the same thing and people hate it. I thought it was great. Like, you know how difficult it must have been to pull off? I just spit everywhere, sorry. You know how difficult it must have been to pull off a silent film in 2011? And actually be entertaining? Like, who the fuck does that? It was great. I loved it. 2010, The King's Speech. I was kind of rooting for The Fighter that year, I think. No, The Social Network. That's what I was rooting for. 2009, The Hurt Locker. Not gonna say anything because I don't want to offend anyone. I love America. But in all seriousness, it should have gone to Inglourious Bastards. 2008, it went to Slumdog Millionaire. A movie I've seen once and will never watch again. I mean, it was good, but I mean, I'll never watch it again. A movie that I will watch again and have many, many times and should have won that year, 2008, is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. You know, just another David Fincher masterpiece. 2007, No Country for Old Men. One of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite Coen Brothers film. The thing that sucks is that 2007 was a year of the Best Picture winner that no one saw or ever heard of. Like, it really surprised everyone. 2006, The Departed, well deserved. Martin Scorsese. I mean, the dude knows how to make a good movie. Let's be honest with each other. And like with all the other nominees that year, like that, no surprise whatsoever. The Departed won, and it's well deserved, in my opinion. 2005, Crash. Don't know why people hate on this movie. I think that year people were expecting Brokeback Mountain to win because, I mean, come on, it's Brokeback Mountain. But Crash is good. Like, I don't know why a lot of people don't like this movie. I mean, seriously, if every single time I watch this movie, there are certain moments where I cry. I'm not gonna lie. The movie's amazing, in my opinion, which it's the only thing that matters. 2004 went to $1 Million Baby, but it should have gone to The Aviator. I'm just saying, it should have gone to The Aviator. $1 Million Baby is good, but I mean, it's not as entertaining as The Aviator. Holy shit. Sideways is actually also really good. Paul Giamatti is the shit in this movie, and it's underrated, and I wish more people would watch it. If you haven't seen Sideways, watch it. 2003 went to The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Are you fucking kidding me? It should have gone to either Lost in Translation or Mystic River. I would have probably picked Lost in Translation. I mean, the intro itself, the first like 5 seconds of that movie, Oscar worthy. You know, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I mean. 2002 went to Chicago. You know, that one musical that people love, but for some reason don't ever watch more than once. That year, it should have gone to either The Pianist, which is a hard watch, but so fucking good, or it should have gone to Gangs of New York. You know, why can't Oscars go to rewatchable movies? It usually doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. 2001, A Beautiful Mind. No, 2001 is good. 2000, it went to Gladiator. And yeah, again, another good year. Holy shit, I just realized that in the year 2000, it went to Gladiator. 2001, A Beautiful Mind. I mean, that's obviously 2 good years for Russell Crowe, you know what I mean? 2009, it went to American Beauty, starring Kevin Spacey. I mean, come on, American Beauty's amazing. It's well deserved, okay? 1998, Shakespeare in Love, a very, very Hollywood movie. It's one of the most Hollywood movies, okay? It has this formula that just says Oscar hungry. Please love us. Also, like, one of the weirdest Ben Affleck characters. Like, there's something about it that it doesn't work for me. It should have gone to Life is Beautiful, because even though it's a hard watch, it's still rewatchable and it's still pretty amazing. Have you seen it? You haven't seen it? Oh my god, dude. We're gonna watch this tonight, okay? Get your tissues ready and yeah, prepare yourself for an amazing experience. Saving Private Ryan is so good, but yeah. 2098, I went to Shakespeare in Love because I don't know. 1997, Titanic, another very fucking Hollywood movie, overrated in my opinion, even though it was the first movie to ever make me cry. I'll admit it. I'm guilty. 1996, The English Patient. Oh, rest in peace, Anthony Minghella. Good movie. I can't complain. I mean, Fargo was nominated that year and Jerry Maguire, but for me personally, I just think Anthony Minghella is an amazing director, and The English Patient and Cold Mountain and The Talented Mr. Ripley, I just think they're all amazing films. So 1996, The English Patient, can't complain there. 1994, Pulp Fiction. Okay, I know Forrest Gump won, alright? I refuse to acknowledge it as an Oscar-winning film because it's very Oscar-esque, you know? 1994 should have gone to the... Shut up, alright? I know I'm annoying talking about Pulp fucking Fiction every single day, but in 1994, the Oscar should have gone to the greatest movie ever made, period. Okay? It's not my opinion, it's a fact. Alright, 1994, Oscar winner, Pulp Fiction. Let's move on. 1993, Schindler's List. That one amazing movie that people only watch once. It should have gone to... Nope, 1993, Schindler's List. All right, let's move on. 1992, Unforgiven, the greatest Western ever made. Ever. Greatest Western. I mean, that moment when Clint Eastwood takes his first swig of alcohol and you can just see the change in his eyes. Oh my God. All right, 1990, went to Dances with Wolves, also known as the original Avatar film. It should have gone to Goodfellas. All right, Goodfellas, most amazing mob movie ever made, in my opinion, which by now should be very, very, very important to all of you. 1989 went to Driving Miss Daisy. You know, that one movie that everyone loves but no one has really seen? I mean, it's really good, but the second time you watch it, it just feels like a Lifetime movie that only your grandma is going to enjoy. That year, it should have gone to Dead Poet Society, because that's a lot more rewatchable. But like I said, Oscar-winning films are usually not that rewatchable. 1988, Rain Man. No, that year's good. I can't complain. Rain Man deserved it. 1987, the year I was born, the Oscar for Best Picture went to The Last Emperor. Another amazing movie that no one watches twice. 1986, Platoon. Masterful of a film, starring William Dafoe as Sergeant Elias. I always thought that was cool because we share the same name, but yeah, that's all I got. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. 1985, Out of Africa, starring a very, very young and attractive... Fuck, what's her name? 1984, Amadeus. You know, the type of movie that only film majors watch, but like no one else does. And people pretend to love it, but everyone thinks it's okay. But yeah, that year, no one should have won the Oscar. 1983 goes to Terms of Endearment. Okay, can't complain there, but only because of the other nominees. 1982 goes to Gandhi. When whitewashing wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. 1981 goes to Chariots on Fire. I don't know, I don't think I care that much about 1981. 1980 went to Ordinary People. Okay, if you haven't seen Ordinary People, watch it, but only because of the performances. You watch Ordinary People for the same reason you watch Fences. That year, it should have gone to Raging Bull because it's 100 times better. And the acting is also amazing. 1979, Kramer versus Kramer. It should have gone to Apocalypse Now. 1978, The Deer Hunter. Nope, that's good. 1978, good job. 1977, Annie Hall. I don't know why people hate on Woody Allen. Dude makes good movies, and he's an amazing writer. And Annie Hall is his second best, in my opinion. Manhattan is his best movie. 1976, I can complain about for hours. Why the fuck did Rocky get Best Picture? That year, it should have gone to Taxi Driver, or Network, or Bound for Glory, or All President's Men. Any of the other nominees would have been fine. Rocky is overrated. Let's move on. 1975, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Yeah. Well, I guess Dog Day Afternoon. Jaws was nominated that year. It's overrated. But One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, okay, well deserved. I'll say it, all right? 1974, Godfather 2. Yep, can't complain with 1974. I mean, you can't compete with The Godfather 2. 1973, The Sting. I guess it could have gone to American Graffiti or The Exorcist. How awesome would it have been if The Exorcist won Best Picture? I mean, you might as well call it the greatest horror movie of all time. 1972, The Godfather. Yeah, according to the other nominees, no competition whatsoever. 1972, The Godfather. 1971, The French Connection. It could have gone to A Clockwork Orange, but I guess it might have been too artsy for most people. I know I've seen A Clockwork Orange 1,000 times more than I've seen The French Connection, but I get it. It's good. 1970 goes to Patton, and yeah, I don't really think I have anything else to say about that year. 1969 goes to Midnight Cowboy. It could have gone to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, but Midnight Cowboy, I get it, you know. 1968, Oliver, or also known as Oliver. 1968, Romeo and Juliet. No, Oliver wins. 1967, In the Heat of the Night. I guess it could have gone to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. The Graduate is a bit overrated. Bonnie and Clyde sucks. Yeah, I have nothing to say about 1967. 1966, All Man for All Seasons. I've never seen that. Alfie. Oh man, I love Alfie. It also has one of the greatest remakes ever, in my opinion, which is one of the most important things in the world. 1965, The Sound of Music. An amazing, amazing musical. 1965 was a good year, I think. I mean, even with the nominees, that's a pretty good year for movies. 1964, My Fair Lady. I guess it could have gone to Mary Poppins. 1963, Tom Jones. I've never seen it, so can't say anything about that. 1962, Lawrence of Arabia. You know, when movies used to be like huge and epic, you know what I mean? Like Gladiator. What are the other nominees? To Kill a Mockingbird, the movie that everyone is forced to watch in elementary school, but no one ever remembers. 1961, the greatest musical of all time. You see, in 1961, people actually had common sense and gave the Oscar to the greatest musical of all time, A West Side Story. Why can't you do that in 1994? People obviously in 1994 did not have enough common sense to give the Oscar to the best movie of all time. But Pulp Fiction, in case you forgot. But in 1961, a well-deserved, most deserved Oscar goes to the greatest musical of all time, West Side Story. 1960, The Apartment. Woo! And with the other nominees, I mean, there's no competition. If you haven't seen The Apartment, go watch it. It's amazing. You agree, right? Dude, it's not at all what I expected it was going to be the first time watching it. I thought it was going to be like this black and white old lovey-dovey movie, but it just takes a completely different turn. I swear. It's great. If you haven't seen it, go watch The Apartment. 1960. 1959, Ben-Hur, again, when Hollywood movies were big and epic. Yeah, no competition that year. 1958, Gigi. No competition that year. 1957, The Bridge on the River. I've never seen that. I know I'm gonna piss a lot of people off right now, but I've never seen it. I've seen 12 Angry Men, which is pretty good, not that rewatchable, which was also a nominee for 57. 1956, Around the World in 80 Days, not that rewatchable. Oh my God, 1956, The Ten Commandments, that's who should have gotten the Oscar. Not Around the World in 80 Days. You give it to The Ten Commandments. Are you kidding me? 1956, you suck. 1955 goes to Marty. And yeah, I didn't see any of those movies nominated in 1955. 1954, On the Waterfront. No competition there. 1955, From Here to Eternity. I haven't seen that or any of the nominees. Please forgive me. 1953. 1952, The Greatest Show on Earth. I didn't see anything from 1952 either. Please don't hate me. 1951, An American in Paris. Decision Before Dawn, A Place in the Sun. I mean, I guess A Streetcar Named Desire, but An American in Paris, I guess I can see why. 1950, All About Eve. Are you kidding me? 1950 should have gone to Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard is a masterpiece. And it's also like, kind of, it pays respect towards Hollywood. Actually, not really if you think about it. It actually says fuck you to Hollywood in a very artistic way. 1949, All the King's Men. I guess I get why. 1948, Hamlet. I also get why. 1947, Gentleman's Agreement. Haven't seen it. Nothing to say about 47. 1946, The Best Years of Our Lives. It's a Wonderful Life. No, The Best Years of Our Lives. 1945, The Lost Weekend. Haven't seen it. And I haven't seen... Oh, Spellbound was nominated that year. Nothing to say about 45. 1944, Going My Way. Holy shit, I haven't seen anything from 1944. 1943, Casablanca, another overrated movie. Let's see who else was nominated that year. Shit, no wonder Casablanca won that year. Nothing else nominated was like even close to being as good as Casablanca. Not that Casablanca is amazing, because it isn't, but I see why it won that year. 1942, Miss Miniver. I haven't seen that. I don't even think I've ever heard of it. I mean, the most popular movie that was nominated that year is Yankee Doodle Dandy. Nothing to say about 1942. 1941. Are you seriously falling asleep on me? Artie. Dude, come on, man. I'm just now getting through the 40s, all right? 30s are up next in case you can't count. 1941. How Green Was My Valley. And holy shit, Citizen Kane didn't win that year? Wow. I've never even seen How Green Was My Valley, but now I have to know why it won. 1940. Rebecca. With the other nominees, I mean, The Philadelphia Story, Grapes of Wrath, The Great Dictator. I guess I mean, Rebecca is probably the most rewatchable movie of that year. 1939, Gone with the Wind, of course, big, epic, very Hollywood-esque. Oh, but The Wizard of Oz was also nominated that year, and that's who should have gotten it. I mean, I understand why Gone with the Wind won, but it should have gone to The Wizard of Oz. Alright, 1938, You Can't Take It With You. Yeah, I didn't see anything from 1938. Holy shit. I need to watch more movies. 1937, The Life of Emile Zola. And I haven't seen it. I didn't see anything from 1937. God, please forgive me. 1936, The Great... I can't say that. I don't know. I mean, I could barely read. Well, Ziegfeld. Do you know how to pronounce that? Dude, Ziegfeld? Never seen it, never heard of it. Please forgive me. In my opinion, learning how to read and watching every single movie, actually no, watching every single movie in the world is actually very important to me. The Tale of Two Cities is the only movie that I saw from 1936. So that's who should have won. 1935, Mutiny on the Bounty. I haven't seen that. And The Informer, Les Miserables, Naughty Marietta. I didn't see anything from 1935 either. Alright then, let's move on. 1934, It Happened One Night. Yeah, I didn't see much of 1934 either. 1933 went to Cavalcade, which I haven't seen. Fuck, I didn't see anything from 1933. 1932 went to The Grand Hotel. Didn't see anything from 1932 either. 1931, Cimarron. Again, I can't read. Didn't see any of those. 1930 went to All Quiet on the Western Front. Didn't see any other movies, so All Quiet on the Western Front definitely deserves it that year. 1929, A Broadway Melody. I have not seen it. Also haven't seen any of the other nominees. Now we're getting to the movies that I haven't seen. Oh shit, the last one. We made it to the end of the list. 1928 goes to Wings, which I haven't seen. I also didn't see the other two nominees, which are The Racket and Seventh Heaven. Not the WB family show with Jessica Biel. This is a completely different Seventh Heaven. Just to make that clear. But yeah, that's it. Is that it? Is that all you wanted me to do? Alright, cool. Thank you very much for watching. I'm a lot more awake than I was before. Thank you guys very much for watching. I have absolutely no ideas for videos, so if you guys have any ideas, please let me know what they are and I'll make them. I want to do videos like this. You know, we could just sit down and just talk about movies. You know what I mean? Where only my opinion matters and yours doesn't. But that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. And am I done? All right, cool, man. Thanks a lot.